questions for JT? Yes. And again, welcome the name and school.
Oh, sure. Hi, my name is Daniel from Towson University. Outside of internships and jobs, especially in signals intelligence, what resources do you know that are available that aren't classified for keeping up to date with the threat landscape?
Within NSA?
Doesn't have to be. Just anything that I could go to without having a security clearance and learn.
Just again, I'm gonna beat this. User networks, whatever you're interested in, go to those areas. Most of them do have internships. Most of them have resources, and just talking to the particular area that you're interested in, because resources, and that's the one thing is kind of developing your own resources and kind of figuring where those are, because the resources are so vast. You're going through a whole pool of these resources. So can't really answer your question because there's a million resources out there. So it's really focusing on what area you want to, and just like you said, Google. But whatever you're interested in, go meet those folks because they have their own resources for those particular areas.
Yes. Of course, I'm going to say AI. That's kind of is it a trend? Is it just kind of? I think it's on the rise. The thing about AI is, again, it can be used for good things. And of course, it could be used for bad things. Our adversaries don't give a crap about ethical means. So I would be very interested into following AI and how it can be used against us. You guys are going to be put in a position where you're going to be needing to defend our particular networks or your particular networks. Our adversaries, majority of them don't have degrees, don't have certifications, and they will use anything and means to get in. You got to stay on top of that. So I see AI as one of the biggest threats right now. Besides the individual who wants in your network, some of our APTs out there, that's what motivates some people. I'm scared of that one person that dedicates his entire life, day, night, to getting into your network. So you have to also make you have to think like the adversary as well. Any other questions? Yes.
Hi, I'm Sujeev from Loyola. So what would you say to companies that don't want to devote resources to cybersecurity?
Find another company.
Sujeev, did you say school or a company?
Or like companies that don't have resources or like money that don't right towards cybersecurity within the organization. Like, how would you go about like telling them that they need to make it a priority?
By being an example and just saying, hey, I was able to build this with this. And that's the scary part. When a company is either they don't want to spend the money, there's a difference there. If they have the money, they don't want to spend it, that's an issue. To make sure that you guys will continue to get trained and continuous learning in those particular areas or the resources. But other than that, I would say then you build the resources for them and bill them.
We have room for 2 more questions. Yes.
So I'm Noah, I'm from George Mason University. I know that the public sector just in general has a lot of technologies that are several years ahead of what we currently have, just like open source or in general. Would you say that that is a true statement? And if you've worked with any of these, how have they helped like advance your personal knowledge of cybersecurity?
I kind of like what the banking sector does because you touch somebody's money, you're not going to make money. So I like what the dedication and the resources they put towards to building that technology because the goal for especially financial is to make more money. And you can't do that if people are taking that money. So we learned a lot from the financial sector on the technologies that are applied because what's the first thing that most people try to hit? Money. And besides the health sector is another huge one that I'm sure Tom's going to talk about. But learn with those, and I really, this information sharing that's happened, especially in the course of these past couple of years, has gotten a lot better, extremely better compared to what it was years ago when everybody kind of kept their information. But again, financials is kind of leading that way as far as helping and sharing that information. you have information that can help others, share it, and some of that technology is part of that resource sharing. Good question, by the way.
One more. Yes.
Katie from Towson. What do you think the most underrated skill that not a lot of people have in relation to cyber?
Soft skills. Soft skills. I think you're probably think I was going to say something technical. Soft skills. Be able to communicate. It was always I would say a pleasure, because it was a little fun when we would have, for example, someone that just came back from Iraq is infantry, and now he's doing his joint tour, and then he has someone trying to tell him exactly what happened within a particular network, and the communication is just not there. So we actually have people translating what each other's saying back and forth. But soft skills, be able to be able to communicate, network, just the overall what it takes to. You can have a lot of knowledge, but if you don't know how to apply that knowledge and share that knowledge, I think soft skills is one of the areas, because a lot of times in a technical track, that's all you learn. And I really think the communication skills back and forth, soft skills would probably be the one that is lacking.
You'll hear that a lot. Soft skills. Everybody, JT Dill.